my channel. I know it's been a month since I last uploaded a video, but today I just wanted to talk to you and share with you something very important that I've been dealing with, going through for the past 3 years. 3 years. As you can tell by my thumbnail, yes, I have PCOS. So before I get into everything, for those of you who don't know what PCOS is, it's a hormonal disorder causing enlarged ovaries with small cysts on the outer edge. The ovaries may develop numerous small collections of fluid and fail to regularly release eggs. Basically, so with that, I barely get my period. And you know, when you don't get your period, you don't release eggs. You're not, I guess you can say I'm infertile in a way. And when you're not fertile or releasing eggs, then you can't get pregnant. Yeah, so I was diagnosed with PCOS August of 2016. Before I found out that I had PCOS, my body was going through a lot of changes, like stuff. It was very uncommon. It was just stuff that I wasn't used to. I thought my body was going through changes because I stopped my birth control. So going to that, when I first got on birth control, I was on Depo. I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all was on Depo for 3 months. I only did it for 3 months because it was horrible. Like, I broke out a lot. Like, the acne was just everywhere, all over my face. Of course, the weight gain, and like I was like having menstrual cramps and stuff like that. It wasn't too bad. It was just regular cramps. So immediately after my 3 months was up, I went straight to the pill. So that was so all of this was back in, all of this happened around like 2015. From me going from the Depo to the pill. I got off the pill before my birthday, so I want to say between March or April, like the end of March, early April of 2016. That's when I got off birth control. So between those months, well, actually, like a couple months, like my body was fine. I think like 3 months after I got off the pill, I came on my period. And then after that, I didn't get my period the next month. So I'm like, okay, it's probably my body just reacting to me getting off of the birth control. And then another 2 months went by. I didn't come on my period. And I knew I was done. Well, I wasn't with my ex anymore, so I knew I wasn't pregnant or anything like that. So then I think heading into the new year of 2017, I got my period. And then the next month I got my period. So it's like every month, or not every month, like if I was to come on this month, I probably wouldn't come back on my period until about I want to say April, which isn't really good because your body is supposed to release all of that. But yeah, that's how it was for the rest of 2016. It was like that the whole 2017, and I will go to my doctor when I go to my appointments. I will go to my doctor and tell her, and she would just be like, you know, it's your body reacting to, you know, trying to get back normal because you've been on birth control for basically like that whole year of 2016. So your body is trying to get back to normal. Everything's going to be okay. Your periods are going to regulate and all of that. So leading up into 2018, I started this in July of 2018. I was getting like bumps and stuff over here, and I thought it was an allergic reaction to something from my job. So it was, at first it was just like 2 little bumps, and they were to me, it wasn't like a regular bump, like a bump would just pop up and then it would just go away. Like this bump, it was as if I had an allergic reaction. Like it was a little itchy, like it will burn, and like I said, it was just itchy, burning and stuff like that. So I ended up buying like skincare products. Well, not immediately, but I just let it do what it did. I just figured it was, like I said, an allergic reaction to something from my job. But it seemed like when I woke up the next day, I had new ones like around this area, like my jawline. And then yeah, it seemed like every day, every time I woke up, it was a new bump. And I'm like, okay, what the hell is going on? And then like another week passed by, and now I have bumps over here. And it was another week passed by. It's like I had, every time I lie to y'all not, it's like every time I woke up, I had a new bump on my face. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? I'm like, okay, maybe let me wash my sheets. I'm washing my pillows and stuff like that. I'm like, maybe it's from my hair rubbing up against my pillows. It's the products or something. I didn't know. And I'll go ahead and put the pictures up so you can see how bad it was getting. Like the bumps, it wasn't just, you can tell that it wasn't just regular bumps. It was like pussy, like it had pus in them, and they wouldn't pop. They would not pop. Even if I would try to squeeze them, they would not pop. And I'm like, what the hell? And they hurted so bad. Like they were the worst bumps I have ever had. When I say it, it was painful to touch. I couldn't, like when I try to smile, it would hurt, and it was just getting so bad. And I'm like, I don't want to go anywhere. I didn't want to go to work because I was embarrassed. It just made me feel so ugly. I didn't want to go outside. Like when I told y'all in my other video, my Jackie Aina review, when I told y'all like my insecurity, well, I don't think I said that, but my insecurity level was just so low. I was in my room the whole time. Basically, I just didn't want to go anywhere. Like when it came to going out with my family and stuff, like my aunt will always say, hey, you want to go out, want to play, like she would just plan stuff. And I'm like, no, I'm gonna stay in. I don't, I'm breaking out. I don't really want to be out. I don't want people to look at me. So yeah, I was just, and again, like during the whole 2018, I did not, no, I'm lying. Only got my period, well, like before I started breaking out in July, from January to July, only got my period. I think either once or twice, I only got my period. But yeah, it started off as the, the acne, and it was just a mess. It was just getting worse. I went to Ulta. I got, new skincare products. That wasn't working. It seemed like that was making it worse. It was burning so bad when I would use the products. Then I went to all natural products, kind of all natural. I was using like the black soap and just coconut, my shea butter. But nothing was working, and it was just a hot mess. So when I went to the doctors, I scheduled an appointment with my doctor, and at first she was saying, she wasn't really saying much about my acne. She was just saying it could be something that I'm eating. And at the time she was saying that I was, I did gain weight. So it was like I was overweight. So it could be something that I'm eating. And she was like giving me information, of course, like diet tips and stuff like that. And then I brought up my period thing, and she was just like, you know, you got to give it time. Again, and this is the same doctor, you got to give it time. And she's like, you should be getting your period soon. You don't automatically get your period when you're just getting off of birth control. And I'm like, you know, I've been off birth control for 2 years now. You know, my period should have been regulated by then. But yeah, I didn't really, you know, I felt like she wasn't giving me the proper information. She wasn't taking it, basically I just felt like she wasn't taking it serious. And it's like, I know every woman knows their body. And I knew that something wasn't right. I knew that something wasn't going on. I knew that it wasn't something coming from my job, because I have an office job. So I knew it wasn't something coming from my job. I knew it wasn't something that I ate that I was allergic to. I just knew my body, and I knew that something was going on. So I changed my doctor. I just felt like I couldn't trust her. She wasn't helping me, and she wasn't, you know, taking it as serious as I was. So yeah, I ended up changing my doctor, and I scheduled my appointment, but my appointment wasn't until yeah, I changed my doctor in August, so my appointment wasn't until September, because she was booked up. So when I went to my appointment with the new doctor, of course, she already had like my medical records and all of that. So I was explaining to her everything that was going on, the changes that I was seeing with my body. And like I said, and at that time, the acne was getting worse. Like, I had it up here. I had it like really around my mouth, as y'all can see from the pictures. I had it like all over here. Like right now, which is why I haven't been uploading videos. I did break out, had another breakout. So all of last year, all of oh my god, it's 2019. I mean, it's 2020, but all of 2019, I did not have another breakout. And I was happy. Like, that was the happiest I ever been, because I didn't break out. So yeah, I started breaking out in December. It seemed like a couple days after I uploaded my last video. I broke out a little bit. It was not as bad, and I thank God it was not as bad as the breakout that I had when I had before. It was not that bad. But yeah, like right now, as you can see, I have this, with that pretty much going away, which I'm so happy. They're finally going away. Because now I've really been, because of the products that, well, not product, but the ointment that my doctor prescribed me. But anyway, I was talking to my doctor. I was telling her the changes that I was noticing with my body. Like I said, by then, like a whole month later, it got worse. Actually, it was 2 months later, but it was so bad. Like I said, it pus in them. It was so painful. It was ill. I hate breaking out, period, but it was so bad, y'all. It was so bad. And I'm like, I just want to stay locked up in my room. I didn't want to do anything. I didn't want to go anywhere. But anyway, I was, like I said, I was explaining to her. She had me do like blood work. She sent me to the lab to do blood work and stuff. And of course, she did like a pap, checked me and all of that. And then she was like, does anyone in your family have PCOS? And I'm like, what is, I don't even know what that is. And she explained to me what it was. Basically, can't have kids, or if you do, there's a high chance that, you can miscarry. So I'm like, no, You know, my family, I have a big family, you know, my family, they push out babies. So she was like, you know, your hormone level is all the way off. Like I said, I got the blood work done, which proved everything. And she was like, you know, you have PCOS. And at the time, I didn't really, oh my God, I'm trying not to cry. But at the time, it didn't really hit me until like that night. Like when I came home or whatever, I was talking to my mother about it, and her reaction, she was just like, what? Oh no. She was like, oh, you know, I'm so sorry. And I'm just like, you know, and like I said, at that time I was just like, you know, it's okay. Like I said, it didn't really hit me until, oh my gosh, I'm trying so hard not to cry right now. But it didn't really hit me until that night, and I was just thinking about it, and I'm like, damn, you know, I can't have kids, or I can miscarry. And, you know, it was just like, you know, that's messed up. And from there, it was just like, it was constantly on my mind. I was barely sleeping at night. I was praying. I was just depressed. And yeah, but anyway, while I was at the appointment, she did give me this ointment for my face. And it was basically, of course, to clear it up. She gave me the antibiotics. And before I left, you know, we were talking, and she was just like, everybody that know me, y'all know that, you know, I love chocolate. I've always loved chocolate, but I never noticed that I was constantly eating chocolate like back to back, back to back. And I never noticed that until she asked me, and she was just like, have you been eating chocolate? I'm like, and I joked it off. I'm like, yeah, I'm a chocolate person. I love chocolate. And she was like, that's one of the other main things. She was like, you're gonna always have a craving for that, and you need to stay away from it. She was like, if you're gonna eat it, okay, have a piece, but don't eat too much of it. And like I said, that night I was just thinking, and I'm like, damn, you know, I have been, like, my chocolate intake, like I said, I have an office job, and we have, you know, of course, have like a little market thing in our break room, and I was just always eating chocolate. I was always eating chocolate at home. Yeah, so she did tell me about the side effects of the antibiotics. My body is, you know, was gonna have a reaction to that, of course. And I was just reading up on it. I did my research on it before I even took the antibiotics that she gave me. And it was basically for my face. It had nothing to do with my ovaries or anything, because there's really, I mean, there's a treatment for it, kind of. Let me see. There is a treatment. Well, not technically, it's not really a treatment, because it's saying that I can get on birth control again to regulate my period, which I thought about, and I'm like, no, because when you think about it, that birth control messes your body up. It really does. So I'm like, okay, I'm Xing that out. I'm not getting back on birth control. Yeah, it's basically birth control. And then the other thing is just saying self-care, which is, you know, physical exercise and all of that, because what the symptoms do include obesity, like weight gain and stuff like that, which I have gained a lot of weight, but not only just because of PCOS. Yeah, so to get into the symptoms include menstrual irregularity, which I explained to y'all, excessive hair growth. Oh my God. When I say, y'all, I can get waxed today and by Monday my hair is already growing back. Like, I've never went through this before. I'm like, okay, like when I get waxed now, it's like, to me it seems so pointless. It seems like I'm wasting my money, because within the next 2 or 3 days my hair is growing back. It's just a mess. Acne, which we just talked about, and like I said, obesity. It does says many people may experience abdominal menstruation. Yeah, when I say one of the other things that I hate about PCOS is the abdominal pain. Is much worse than a regular period cramp. It is much worse. Like, it wakes me up out of my sleep. Like one time when I did actually come on, when I finally came on, the pain woke me up out of my sleep. It was so bad that I was in the bed shaking, and I felt myself and I heard myself in my sleep just like groan, and like it was just hurting so bad. And when I woke up, it's like I could barely stand. The pain is just so unbearable, and the abdominal pain is a mess. And it seemed like when I would take like a Tylenol or something like that, it'll help it a little bit, but I can still feel like little spasms. So yeah, that's a mess. Short and light menstruation, or like spotting. Before I even got on birth control and stuff, my period only lasted for 5 days. Now I'm only on for 3 days, which I'm not complaining about. Whenever I come on, I'm not complaining about. I would take the 3 days over 5. And it does cause oily skin. Before I even had PCOS, I always had oily skin, like right in my T-zone. It also causes, y'all, like I said, infertility, depression. We'll get into that. Loss of scalp hair, which if y'all can't see, like right here, I did, seem like right here, you can't see because of my baby hairs, but like right here, I have, I had hair right there. Now I don't. But yeah, that's pretty much the only thing with that. So yeah, as the months were going by, I was using, I was taking the medicine that she gave me, and I was using the ointment that she gave me. Excuse me. Which is like the Retin-A. I'm sure y'all heard of that. That stuff burned so bad. Like I said, though the bumps were very fleshy, like if whenever the pus would finally come out, if it did, it's like you can see my skin in the, oh my god, that pain, it just looked so bad. The pain that I felt when I had those bumps was, I never felt pain like that on my face ever. But yeah, the medicine, that Retin-A, it burned. It's so strong that it was really burning, and it's like it was burning my face at the same time, and it was kind of drying my face out too. So of course I had to keep moisturizing my face. But yeah, so like I said, I started in September was when I started taking like the medicine and using the ointment. My face finally cleared up, I want to say in November, and it really took. So I started breaking out in July. It got worse by mid-July. It was even worse September. It started going away early October, and then it finally like completely went away in November. But between those months, I was in my room just crying. crying myself to sleep if I even went to sleep. Just praying. I didn't, like I said, I was just so depressed. Even though my face was clearing up, I still didn't want to be seen. I didn't want to be around people. And for those of y'all who know me, who act like my friends and family, y'all know that I'm a happy person. I'm known to have like a bubbly personality and stuff like that. I had to fake it, because if I'm even quiet, people will automatically think that something is wrong with me. And they're always, hey, what's wrong? Everything okay? You're not yourself today. So it's like, I didn't want that. I didn't want people to know what was going on. I didn't want, to start crying. I didn't want to start, explaining, how I was feeling. I just didn't want to talk about it. So I had to fake it. And that wasn't easy, but it was what it was. It's like I didn't want to deal with the reality of it. And it's like every day I'm just thinking like, okay, it's just playing in my head over and over again that I can't have kids. And even if I did, I can lose my kids. And it's just like, why me? Why do I have to go through this? It just felt like, I was just being punished. And it's like, why am I going through this? Because when you're young, when you're a little girl, you're just like, when I grow up, I'm going to get married. I'm going to have kids and stuff. And it's like, when something like this happens, you're just like, damn, what do I do now? And it's like, as far as relationships, I didn't want to have a relationship with anyone. I was pushing guys away. I have nothing to offer. You want a family? I can't offer that. So I was just so depressed. I was just barely eating. I was making myself sick. Like I said, it was just to the point where at the time I was just being so selfish, and I was just like, I don't want to adopt. I was just getting so mad, and like I said, I was being selfish. I'm like, I don't want to adopt. It's not the same. I didn't actually, physically have that baby, so it's not going to feel the same. I don't want to adopt. And it was just, I didn't realize, what I was actually thinking and saying until like months later. And I'm like, how selfish are you? You're going to make another child suffer because you're going through what you're going through. And regardless of whether I had the child or not, they still want to feel love too. And it's like, you can't do that. You can't say stuff like that all because you're feeling a certain way about, your situation. So it was just a mess. I was just making excuses like for church. I stopped going to church, or was barely going to church. Like I said, I was just making excuses. I was just like, I'm too tired, or my hair isn't done, or I can't find anything to wear. It was just every excuse that I can think of, just so that I didn't have to go to church, so that people wouldn't look at me. And like I said, this was around that time that I still had the acne and stuff on my face. I'm like, I don't want people looking at me. I just don't want to be around people. And even after my face cleared up, I still didn't want to be around people. I'm like, I just want people to stay away from me. I want to stay in my room, away from everybody. I just don't want to talk to people. I just didn't want to do anything. I didn't want to be around no one, even my family. And I know some of y'all will be like, you know, family is there for you, which my family, which they are there for me. And they're very supportive. But I just didn't want to be bothered. It just kept playing in my head, like, you know, you can get back on birth control and try to regulate your hormones. Maybe that'll help you, you know, become fertile again, and just stuff like that. And I'm like, I don't want to get back on birth control. So I'm like, okay, I'm not doing birth control again. What else can I do? And it's like, I was just out of options. It was just very depressing. Like, I was in a very dark place, and nobody knew. And I can't say that I'm a private person. I'm not really that private. I just choose to keep stuff to myself, but nobody knew. Like I said, I'm known to be like that, the person that's always happy and laughing and smiling and stuff. So, like I said, I faked it and nobody knew. But of course, the people that I've told. So I would, you know, my friend at work, she would always say, you know, she would ask me how I'm doing and stuff like that. But of course, I wouldn't, you know, I'd been the truth, because I didn't really want to be crying at work and stuff like that. But yeah, it is no joke. It's like we take a lot of things in life for granted, and when situations like this really hit you, it's like, damn. Like, it to me this is like a slap in the face. It really is. It's like, what have I done that bad that you would allow something like this to happen to me? And it's like, I don't know. I don't know. I know you're not supposed to question God and stuff like that, but I was just like, what did I do wrong? Why are you allowing this to happen to me? And I still, you know, I will never know, but I don't know what the future holds for me. I don't know what he has planned. So now I'm just trying to take it one day at a time. Yeah, I'm just trying to take it one day at a time. I don't know. I really don't know. Like, I have never dealt with depression like this before. Like, 2019, I was so depressed. So, like, when I say my social life was trash, like I told y'all before, my social life was trash. I mean, it still kind of is, because I don't really like going anywhere anymore. But I didn't want to do anything. I didn't want to talk. I didn't want to just be around anyone. Like, last year, after when those videos that I posted last year, I think my last video was like in June, before I posted again, I was still in that depression stage, and I just didn't want to be on camera. Because I felt like I wasn't going to be myself. And if I wasn't going to be myself, then it was no point. Like, y'all would have been able to tell that something was going on with me. So yeah, I was in my room, depressed, listening to depressing ass music. It was just a mess. The only time that I would really go out was with my family, and that was about it. I can't even count on one hand how many times I went out with like a friend last year. I really can't. I think twice I went out with a friend or whatever, but 3 times, maybe 3 or 4 times, but it was just a mess. And I'm like, I finally came to the point where it's like, okay, Tajay, you have to get up. You have to stop. You have to get out the room. You have to get yourself together, because you're laying in this room, you're depressed, and life is going by. Life is passing you by. And it's like, you can't go back. You can't, it's not like you can change anything. You know, it's happening. It happened to you. It's happening now. I don't know if years from now, if I'm still gonna have it. I don't know, but I can't keep laying in here being depressed as life passing me by, and it's like, and for what? You know, you have to deal with it. You have to do what you gotta do what you gotta do, and you just see what happens. So it was just to the point where I was like, okay, I'm done being depressed. I'm done feeling like this. I'm done, you know, hiding. I'm just done not being myself. For that whole year, I was not myself. And I'm like, I want to be happy again. You know, I don't want this to, I don't want this to control me or my life. And I just didn't want it to control me, and I'll have to move on. Whether I like it or not, I have to move on. Whether I'm able to, you know, have a baby or whatever, I have to keep going. I have to live my life, and just keep praying, and hopefully if it happens, you know, then it happens. I'm hoping that I am able to have kids down, you know, later in life. I really am. Even if I have to adopt, then I'll just, you know, adopt. But yeah, y'all, that's what I've been dealing with for the whole year. Yeah, so like I said, I started breaking out in December, like a couple days after I uploaded my last video. It wasn't, like I said, it wasn't as tragic, as bad as the last breakout that I had, which I'm so grateful for. Now, it started off as like a few right here, and they were very painful, and then I started getting some right here, and then I started getting like 2 over here, and this was like a couple weeks ago that it started like coming up a little bit. It wasn't, like I said, it wasn't as bad, but it was coming up. And as soon as, like, when it started happening, when it started appearing everywhere else, I'm like, it just triggered back to when I broke out the first time. And I was just in my room crying, and I was just praying. I'm just like, God, please don't let me go through this again. I don't want to look like that again. You know, I don't, you know, that was like my lowest. Like, the way I felt when I broke out like that, I'm like, I don't want to go through that again. And I was just praying. I'm like, please, God, please don't let me go through that again. You know, whether I even get a period or not, I don't care, but please just don't let me break out like that again. And I swear, I lie to y'all not, it's like God answers prayers, because ever since then, like after that prayer, my face it's been clearing up like some kind of good. And like, it was, as you can see, like I had marks and stuff, but it's going away. It doesn't hurt or anything. I have, like, I was using I still had some more of the ointment that my doctors prescribed to me, so I still had that. I was using that, and like I said, it does dry your skin up, so that's what those marks are on my face. But that's nothing that coconut oil and stuff can fix. So I've been putting that on my face. My face is clearing up, which I'm so happy about. I'm so happy that my face is clearing up. I'm hoping that at least by next week, it's gone enough for me to do a makeup tutorial. So that is my plans. I don't know what's gonna happen. We'll just see, but my face is clearing up. it was really bad. My makeup is everywhere. It was really bad around here, as you guys can see, but this is actually gone. It's just that it's leaving like little spots, which will clear up eventually. And when I say that I'm moving on and all of that, I'm not giving up hope. I'm not giving up hope. I'm still hoping, I'm still praying that, excuse me, that again, I am able to get pregnant and that I am able to carry my children without miscarrying. So I'm not giving up hope, but I'm not gonna just mope around and be depressed like I was before. I can't do that again. It was very unhealthy. Mentally and physically, it was very unhealthy. And I don't want to do that. Like during that time, I was just pushing a lot of people away, and I don't want to do that again. I have a lot of important people in my life that I love, and I don't want to push them away. So yeah, I got to do what I got to do. And I don't know. I would just, like I said, hope for the best and see what happens. But yeah, so anyone out there, any woman out there who have PCOS, it's okay. It's gonna be okay. We don't really have control over our situation, but we can hope for the best. And even though the doctors tell us that we can't have kids and stuff like that, or we can miscarry, they don't always have the final say. At the end of the day, they don't. One day we will be able to have kids, and even if we can't, there are alternative options, which is adoption, and I think in a surrogate you can do that too. But yeah, but you have to live your life. You can't let this take over your mental health and your physical health. You can't let it control you. You can't let it. You have to keep living and go on with your life. And that's all I can say. Now, what I have decided to do was, like, if I ever, since it is going away, but if I ever get it again, I feel like instead of me going ghost, like I've been doing, I'm just gonna vlog. That way I can still, put up content, let you guys, see what's going on and how, it looks, and show you what I do to get rid of it. Like, this is the fastest I've ever got rid of hormonal acne, because that's what it is. It's hormonal acne. This is the fastest I've ever gotten rid of it, and I've used all natural products, including the ointment that my doctor prescribed me. But yeah, I'll do a skincare video one day to show you guys the products that I use to clear up hormonal acne. And if I'm not mistaken, you don't have to have PCOS to have hormonal acne. I think that's what I read before. So if you have hormonal acne and you don't know how to, if you don't know how to like get rid of it, or if you feel like what you're using isn't working, all I'm gonna say is, until I upload my skincare routine, use all natural products. Do not use, like, what really messed my face up, what really messed my face up was the tea tree products. That's got to be the worst thing that you can use for hormonal acne. I mean, it messed my face up for me. I don't know if that's the same issue for anyone else. Everybody's skin is different, but I wouldn't recommend the tea tree products. Anything natural, like black soap, oatmeal soap, organic coconut oil. You can get that from Walmart, Target, Harris Teeter, any of them, you can get it. What else? what I just actually started using was the Cbd Skincare from Derma. And when I say that changed everything, I did not know how good CBD was. Like, before I started using the CBD, I was just using the black soap and just using my coconut oil. And I mean, it was cool. Oh yeah, and like I said, my ointment, it was cool and all, but it wasn't, it's like it wasn't clearing it up as fast as I wanted it to. Mainly because I don't want the stuff on my face. So I was like, I want something that's gonna hurry up and get it off my face. And it so happened, because I knew about CBD, but I didn't really know about, you know, the how important it is and how much it can help, you know, your skin and your body. Until one day, like, an email popped up on my phone from Derma, and it was basically when they first launched the Cbd Skincare, and then they were having, like, you know, you buy it, you get like a percentage off or whatever. So I'm like, you know what, let me try it. But before I even bought it, I did like my little research on it. I don't really like, when it comes to my skin, I'm very protective over my skin now, and I had to do my research before I even started using it. So it was very good, all natural products that they used for that. So I ended up buying it. Y'all, when I say that Derma, I mean, not Derma, the CBD products is bomb. Like, it's really the best. Even if you don't have hormonal acne or whatever like that, whether you have dry skin, oily skin, if you have fair skin, combination skin, I would recommend getting the CBD skincare products from Derma. Like, it cleared my face up so fast, and like my skin tone brightened a little bit. I love it. Even after my skin clears up, like the bumps are gone, I'm still going to continue to use the CBD products. I think it's the best, honestly. But yeah, if you have PCOS, if you have hormonal acne because of PCOS, or even if you don't have PCOS, all natural products is the best thing you can do for your skin for hormonal acne. And that's what's really gonna make it go away. Honestly, it really is. Like, all the other products, they're cool and all, but natural products without all that extra stuff that you don't even know, you can't even pronounce, you don't want to use that, because it's constantly is building, it's basically like, it is making it worse. If I'm being honest, it was making it worse. All the other products that I was using before the CBD stuff, before I even knew about CBD, before I even had like the ointment and stuff from my doctor, before I even got that ointment, everything else that I was using, it was messing, it was making it so much worse, like 1,000 times worse. It wasn't going away. But yeah, so if your doctor prescribed you the is it Retin-A? Yeah, Retin-A, use that. Get some organic coconut oil or shea butter, whatever you have. Get that. Make sure it's all natural. You can get it off Amazon, and purchase the CBD skincare products from Derma. That's all I gotta say about that. And I promise you, your face is gonna clear up within, I want to say, you'll start seeing a difference in your face. For me, it was like a week later, I started seeing a huge difference in my face and with the acne. So yeah, get those products, and I promise you, that hormonal acne is gonna go away so fast, and you're gonna feel like yourself again. Yeah, I know, like I said, I wasn't myself when I had the acne. I felt ugly. I was just, like I said, I was just so insecure, and I'm sure if I felt like that, a lot of y'all feel the same way. So yeah, if you want that to go away, then I would do the all natural products. I would. And that's the only thing that I gotta say about that. But yeah, you guys. So I do have, this year I'm focusing on my mental health and my physical health. Because in order for me to really wanna, have kids down along the line, I have to get my health in order. But as far as YouTube, this year I want to focus on creating more content for y'all. Like I said, whether it's not makeup, I am gonna vlog. Now if y'all want me to vlog, let me know in the comments if that's what y'all would prefer rather than me going ghost. But yeah, I'm just trying to make sure I create more content for y'all, and yeah, and work on my mental health for this year, because I don't, like I said, I don't want to be depressed anymore. I don't want to go back to being like that. So yeah, you guys, that's all I wanted to talk to y'all about. I just hope that I was able to give some kind of hope to women out there who, who is dealing with what I was dealing with last year. Depression is no joke. If you have anyone to talk to them. It's not healthy to keep all of that bottled up. It's really not. And that's why, the suicide rate is so high, because people feel like, they don't have anyone to talk to, or they just want to keep everything to themselves, and it's not healthy. So if you have anyone to talk to them. If you have a journal, at least write it out. If you don't want to talk to anybody, write it out. Cry it out. Do what you got to do. But there is hope for us women who have PCOS, and yeah, everything's going to be okay. So yeah, you guys, the next time you'll see me, I will be doing a Valentine's Day glam. So if it works out with my face is cleared up, by next week I will be uploading a new makeup tutorial. So yeah, you guys, if you know anyone who have PCOS or whatever, let me know in the comments below. And if you have PCOS, and just let me know, your experience with it. If you were able to have kids. I did go on YouTube and I looked up, a few videos, and some women were able to, have kids with PCOS, and they still had PCOS. So if you are that woman, let me know, let me know your journey, what you did. That way that can be something that I can look forward to or try out. So yeah, let me know in the comments, if you've ever dealt with anything like this, or if you dealt with depression and how you overcame depression and stuff like that. So yeah, you guys, I'm gonna go ahead and go, and I will see y'all next week.